Good morning and welcome to another edition of United Way for Southeastern Michigan's What's the Word Wednesdays. My name is Audrey Walker and today we are excited to discuss holiday food access and volunteer opportunities. A few reminders as we get started. Please put your questions for our guest speakers into the chat box on Zoom or into the comment section if you're watching on Facebook. And closed captions have been enabled in Zoom and Facebook Live. To turn them on, please click on the show captions button at the bottom of your screen. So today I'm excited to welcome our friends from Gleaners. Gleaners Community Food Bank is one of our region's leading food banks in Southeastern Michigan. And United Way is a proud partner with Gleaners. And today we're joined by Denise and Katie from Gleaners Community Food Bank. So welcome, Denise and Katie. Katie Bodie is manager of the community giving team at Gleaners. She has been with Gleaners for 2 years and oversees the organization's food and fund drives, which allow corporations, groups, and individuals from across the region to get involved with Gleaners and give back to their communities to work to solve hunger. And Denise Leduc is Director of Volunteers and Service Insights at Gleaners. She has been with Gleaners for 19 years, working with a terrific team to ensure safe and impactful experiences for thousands of volunteers each year as they sort, pack, and load food for our neighbors experiencing food insecurity. So we are so happy to have both of you joining us today and to hear more about the work you do towards solving hunger and how community members can get involved.
Thanks so much. We are thrilled to be here, thrilled to have the opportunity to talk to everybody about two really important things, our volunteer opportunities and our food drives. You can go to the next slide. So Gleaners has been serving hungry people since 1977. We serve the 5 counties of Southeastern Michigan: Wayne, Oakland, Monroe, Macomb, and Livingston. Whenever I work with volunteers, I love to ask them, how many pounds of food do you think we distributed last year? And people are always floored when they learn that it was 47 million pounds of food. Sad that there's that much need, right? But so thrilled that we're able to provide that food to folks. We would never be able to do it without our network of partners, our soup kitchens, pantries, shelters, senior centers that help us, over 600 of those. And that really enables us to touch so many lives. You can go to the next slide. So in addition to that traditional agency network of the 600 partner agencies, we also reach out to the community directly. So we have over 40 community mobiles that operate every month. We have over 38 school food mobiles that operate as well every month, even during the summer. We have 9 senior mobiles, and those are all ways that we're going out directly into the community. We also have 2 brick and mortar pantries that we operate, one in Howell and then one in Southwest Detroit. We'll talk about those a little bit later. And we also have some marvelous nutrition education programs as well. You can go to the next one. So this is really an opportune time to be talking about volunteer opportunities. January and February, we just absolutely die in terms of the number of volunteers who come to help us. You know, the holidays are over, so giving back is not necessarily top of mind for folks anymore. You know, weather conditions make it challenging for volunteers to get out, but it's also the time that it's challenging for the people that we serve, right? The need doesn't end with the holidays, obviously. People are dealing with heating bills that this time of the year, but just the impacts of COVID continue, right? Inflation is rampant, and we know that there's just so many reasons that people really need the help now more than ever. We can go to the next. So really hope that you will consider signing up for a volunteer opportunity with us. We'll talk a little bit about really the kind of the 3 categories where volunteer opportunities are available. And I just want to say right up front, the easiest way to sign up, it's super simple. You just go to our website, gcfb.org, and you can click on Give Time, and that'll show you more details about all the volunteer opportunities and make it really easy to connect. If you're trying to sign up a group of 10 or more, you definitely should go to the website. We've got an interest form there that you fill out and you can tell us when you're available and what you're interested in. But for an individual or for groups of 10 or less than 10, each individual person can sign up. You can go directly to our sign up location there at gcfb.volunteerhub.com. Super simple to navigate, and every volunteer opportunity currently available you can see there. We can go to the next one. So our biggest opportunity for volunteering is at our South warehouse located in Taylor. We're really excited. It's a new warehouse for us. It's been there for a long time. It sat vacant for 4 years, and then at the height of the pandemic, we were able to purchase it so that we had the ability to get more food out to folks. So it's really a beautiful facility. You'll be very impressed if you're able to come out and help us there. And the work that we do there is so important to have the volunteers there. That is where we pack all of the shelf-stable food that goes out on those community mobiles. So every family that comes to a community mobile, they don't need an appointment. They can live anywhere, right? They just drive up, we open up the trunk, and we'll put in a gallon of fresh milk, some kind of a lean protein source like frozen chicken. We're also going to put in fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, but also importantly, that shelf-stable food. So our volunteers help us pack the bags of the canned goods and the dry beans and that kind of thing that goes into the community mobiles. Another important thing we do there is pack our boxes for seniors. So we participate in CSFP, the Commodity Supplemental Food Program. So right now we serve over 750 seniors through that program, and we have the ability to ramp up to 1,300 seniors. So really important to have the volunteers to help us every month to get those boxes packed for the seniors. And another critically important thing we're doing at that warehouse is packing produce. So when we're able to get in bulk produce, we just got some beautiful truckloads of oranges from California, very excited. But we can't take a truckload with 2,000 oranges and drop it right at one of our partners. All of those oranges have to be bagged up into family size bags. So really, really important. And we know that produce, right, fresh produce, that's the healthy food. That's the food that people want and need for a healthy, active life. So volunteers are really important to get all of that work done. You can go to the next one. So in addition to our warehouse in Taylor, we also have a warehouse in Livingston, a warehouse in Pontiac. In Livingston, what I would like to highlight there is that we've got some evening hours on Tuesdays from 6:30 to 8. So most of our other opportunities are Monday through Friday during business hours. So this evening opportunity is good to know about. Lots of food drive food that gets packed there. And in Pontiac, it's a different opportunity. We're actually scanning salvage food. So kind of like at a grocery store, you run the food over it and find out if it's safe to donate or not. So great opportunities there as well. We can go to the next. So I talked a little bit earlier about the fact that we have 2 pantries that we operate, and one of them is called the Mercado Food Hub. So the Mercado is located in Southwest Detroit. They have a traditional pantry where they serve people Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday, about 80 to 100 families. So we need people to come and help us with those distributions. Part of the time people are packing the food inside the pantry. Part of the time people are loading the food into the vehicles outdoors. We have a wonderful, wonderful program on Thursday evenings called Fresh Market. So again, no appointment necessary. People can come every single week. They will get 1 gallon of fresh milk, 1 dozen fresh eggs, fresh fruits, and fresh vegetables. We need volunteers standing outside, loading all of those products right into the vehicles for folks who come. And it's from 5 until 7 p.m. So we love that because sometimes people think people who are food insecure, you know, it's only people who aren't working, right? But even people who are working, right, working really hard, still have trouble making ends meet. So this is later in the day, so people who might be working more of a traditional schedule can still get access to it. We set a record last Thursday evening. We had 712 families come through. So a great opportunity for volunteers. Really need your help, especially right as the weather gets more challenging. You know, it's not as appealing to folks to be standing out there, but it means so much to the people that we serve that I really hope you'll consider signing up for it if it's something that interests you. We also have an urgent need for Spanish speaking volunteers to help us with intake, to help return calls. Just so many opportunities to help in a variety of ways, not just during these hours if you're interested in and speak Spanish. So please go on our website. There's a way to reach out to us there. Reach out to me at any time. We can go to the next one. We've got that brick and mortar pantry in Howell. They use volunteers there as well. Those community mobile distributions, for the most part, we staff those, but there are a couple of locations where we do look for volunteers. So the Oakland County Health Department in Southfield and out at Fowlerville High School, if you'd like to help us loading that food into the car at those locations. We can go to the next. Lots and lots of special event opportunities. We need help with data entry. That's something that can be done remotely. So that's really attractive to many people. We'll give you some training and you can do that from home. Speakers Bureau, if you'd like to represent Gleaners in the community, we'd love to train you up on that. And lots of opportunities. If you go onto our website, look under special events, you can see lots of opportunities to help there. And we'll go to the next one. So one special event that I'd like to highlight is coming up in January. So we don't have a lot of weekend volunteer opportunities generally, but January we have an opportunity every Saturday and every Sunday. So we really need people to help us. Kroger has generously allowed us to be there and collect food and funds. It's a huge source of food and funds for us during that month of January when we really need it. It's a simple job, right? It's just 2 hours from 10 to 2 or from 10 to 12, from 12 to 2 or 2 to 4. You just greet people as they come in, give them a little flyer that suggests some things that they might like to purchase for Gleaners, and then you stand by the cart on the way out and say thank you as they, drop that great food into the basket. So easy job, friendly, have a chance to, say hello to people, but makes such a difference because we get that food that we so desperately need during that time when people are not as interested in giving back. So thanks so much. Again, go on our website, go to gcfb.volunteerhub.com to sign up to volunteer. And I'm going to turn it over to Katie because she can talk lots more about our food drive opportunities. Thank you.
Hi, thanks, Denise. Yes, I'm Katie, a colleague of Denise's at Gleaners, and I oversee our food and fund drive team. So as you have gleaned probably from listening to Denise, our volunteer departments and our food drive departments at Gleaners work very closely together. Quite a few of the opportunities listed on Denise's slide about special events volunteers are actually food drives hosted by usually large companies in the community where we staff those food drives with volunteers, much like the Kroger event she just described. So before I launch into talking in detail about how to hold a food drive or the logistics of that, I wanted to talk a little bit first about where your donations go and what we do with your donations in the community. So because of Gleaners' enormous buying power, because of the relationships that we're able to leverage with the manufacturers that we work with, every dollar donated, we are able to provide 3 meals for that dollar. And we can also make 3 meals out of every 4 pounds of food donated if you're looking to donate physical food. And so Gleaners very purposefully employs a lean staff to make sure that our dollars are being spent solving hunger to the extent possible. So for every dollar that's donated to Gleaners, 94 cents goes directly towards food or food programs. And we're only able to do that because we depend heavily on those volunteer opportunities that Denise was telling you about to help us sort and distribute the food and all those other really important volunteer opportunities that Denise described really enable us to put as much of our resources as possible towards just getting food out into the community. So you'll see this link quite a few times. gcfb.org is our website. We have links towards the top that say give time, give food, or give money. So those are great places to go to learn more about the different variety of opportunities we have for getting involved. We can go to the next slide. So we'll start with the sort of traditional food drive where a community partner, whether that's a school, a business, an organization, would collect donations of shelf-stable food items. And through these traditional food drives, Gleaners is able to provide our network of agency partners a variety of much needed food items that go directly onto those pantry shelves to help feed hungry neighbors. And in 2022, our community food drives brought in more than 1.3 million pounds of food, which again, as Denise said, we distributed overall about 47 million pounds of food. So a good chunk of that does come in through community food drives. We can go to the next slide. So we can support a traditional food drive year round. The timeline is really up to the donor or the organizer of the food drive. We do recommend approximately a 3-week collection period. Anywhere between 2 and 3 weeks seems to be the sweet spot, but we do have food drives that really, go hard and do a lot of marketing, a lot of advertising in the community, and do their collection all within a week. We have other organizations that collect over a month or even longer. So really, that all of those logistics are up to the organization or the donor, and we can help support any time of year and any timeline that you have in mind. We are also able to provide all of the supplies that you would need to have a successful food drive. So things like collection boxes, cash collection canisters, posters, and flyers. And then we also have the ability to support through social media. We can help you market on our social media channels as well as our website. And then I also have assets to provide for companies who want to post on their own social media about a food drive that they've got going on. And then also too, we are able to help with transportation logistics. So we are fortunate to have the resources to help with that kind of thing. If you have a donation that is more than a few hundred pounds, or it's logistically challenging for you to get it to us at our warehouse, we can send a Gleaners vehicle to come pick up your donation. And we can go to the next slide. So traditional food drives are great for lots of different organizations and companies, but for a lot of our partners, we found that collecting physical food can be logistically sort of challenging for a variety of reasons. Over the last few years, one of the biggest challenges for folks looking to hold food drives is that we're not always together physically anymore. So a lot of companies are still working remotely or have sort of a hybrid schedule where sometimes folks are not in the office every day, or there's learning from home, that kind of thing. Other businesses and organizations that we work with just don't have the space in their office or in their school, whatever it may be, to store the food while they're collecting it. So for those reasons, we have started offering a virtual food drive option, which is great, again, for folks who aren't all together in one space at one time, or for whom collecting physical food would be logistically challenging. So as you can see on this screenshot here, our online virtual food drive platform sort of emulates an online grocery store shopping experience where we post our 8 most needed food items at a given time, and an organization, or I'm sorry, a donor would have the option to choose to put any or all of those food items in their virtual cart and then check out and donate that amount of money to Gleaners. The virtual food drive platform that we use also offers the option for donors to sort of skip that shopping step. If you, let's say, just want to log on quickly and donate $20 or $10, there is a way that you can also sort of skip that step of selecting individual food items and just donate a flat amount. And then, as you'll see, the screen grab on the left here is sort of an example of what a virtual food drive webpage could look like for a company. So it's completely customizable. So you would have your own donation link, and you would send that link out to colleagues, supporters, anyone in your network who you think might donate to your virtual food drive page. We can go to the next page. So a little bit more about virtual food drives and some really great opportunities with that particular route, if you choose to go that route. Again, Gleaners can provide 3 meals for every $1 donated through a virtual food drive, and 94 cents of all of those dollars go directly towards food or food programs. And I did want to highlight our match opportunities that we have throughout the year. And so we work periodically throughout the year with some really amazing corporate sponsors who agree to match all monetary donations made to Gleaners in a given time frame. So as an example, in the spring, we have the Harold and Kay Foundation that matches all monetary donations made to Gleaners in the month of March, dollar for dollar. We have another opportunity in May, and then all summer long is our Hunger Free Summer. That is an extended match opportunity. And then in October and the holiday months, we also have very generous corporate sponsors. And so if you donate during one of these match campaigns or opportunities, your impact is doubled because these partners are matching your donations, meaning that every dollar provided during these months provides 6 meals instead of 3. So it's a great opportunity. These are great timeframes to have a virtual food drive. We can go to the next slide. Okay, and finally, the last sort of bucket at Gleaners, at least, that falls underneath our food drives team is fund drives or fundraisers, and we sort of use those terms interchangeably. These oftentimes look like events where companies are, asking for donations from guests of the event on behalf of Gleaners, something like that. We love fund drives and fundraisers because really the sky is the limit. We have a variety of different types of events that our donors have thought of throughout the years. What you're looking at right here is a picture of Henry Ford Hospital's protein drive that they do every year. This is one of the events. They do a week-long food drive and fundraiser. It's kind of a combination. They do physical food, they do online donations, they have events that raise money. So it's this week-long campaign, and this is one of their events where they do a fun sort of celebrity chef competition to make the most gourmet peanut butter sandwich, which is really fun. And so again, hosting a fund drive for Gleaners is a great way to support us because we're able to leverage the relationships that we have with the manufacturers that we purchase food from and just get so much more bang for our buck with the dollars that you're donating through these food drives and fund drives and fundraisers. So in 2022, our virtual food drives, fund drives, and fundraisers brought in just over $1.1 million, which we were able to provide 3.5 million meals with. So a huge impact there from the world of food drives. We can go to the next slide.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. So if you're interested in anything you've heard today about a food drive, or if you just have questions about a food drive, a virtual food drive, a fundraiser, any of that stuff, the link to our registration form is on your screen here. It's also very easy to find if you just navigate from our homepage by clicking Give Food up at the top of our webpage. Quick and easy registration form, and then I myself or a member of our food drives team would reach out to you within a couple of business days to get some more information about what you had in mind and get started on planning. We can go to the next slide. So I just wanted to wrap up really quickly today. Now that we've talked about how folks can support Gleaners, I wanted to talk about how folks can find support if they need emergency food services or other emergency assistance. And so, as we all know, through the United Way, we're very familiar with 211. We refer clients all the time at Gleaners to use that 211 resource to help find any kind of emergency service they might need. And then we also use pantrynet.org. At Gleaners, which is more specific to emergency food resources. And it's a really great user-friendly platform where folks can go to pantrynet.org. All they have to do is type in their zip code and choose sort of a radius to search within there. It searches for food pantries, mobile food distributions, soup kitchens, shelters, all different kinds of places in our community that help people with emergency food. And so you can toggle those categories on and off. You can look at it as a map view or a list view, and then each distribution that comes up, each food distribution that comes up also has contact information for that agency and the days and times that you're able to go get that food and whether or not you need to make an appointment first.
That's amazing. So much great information. Thank you for sharing. And I know we've been sharing a lot of the links in the chat today, as well as you both have been speaking about all the wonderful ways that people can get involved with Gleaners and volunteer. And I just have a couple of questions. I wanted to jump in just to make sure that we had time for a couple of questions as well. And one of them, we were, as we're talking about volunteering, just curious, some people volunteer one time at one time of the year, and, some people might be reoccurring or longtime volunteers. Is there one that's more helpful than another, or is there a need that's, obviously there's a need, as you talked about, even especially in January and February, and you've got some great opportunities, but I was just curious what your perspective is on that.
Oh gosh, we're thrilled to have volunteers in every format, right? So I really do want to encourage people, if you only have the time and ability to come one time for 2 hours, please, please, please come, right? It's okay that you can't come every single week all year long. We're also really grateful for the people that are very dedicated and have established amazing relationships with the neighbors that we serve. So, we've got volunteers who give us, 350 hours a year. We have volunteers who give us 2 hours a year. So different programs call for different types of volunteering. So, like the Livingston Pantry, more of a long-term process, but coming to the warehouse, a one-off is perfect. And volunteering at Kroger in January, 1 2-hour shift is marvelous.
I have a question about that too.
Sure.
That I was thinking about. Is that all locations in Southeastern Michigan?
It is. So they are starting really it's by week. So Katie, you can correct me. I believe the first weekend in January is Wayne County. The second weekend is Macomb County. The third weekend is Oakland County. And then the final weekend is Livingston, Monroe, and then back to Wayne as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and when you sign up, you can look at the opportunities by county. So you'll be able to navigate pretty quickly to find what works for you.
Mm-hmm. And then what can someone expect from volunteering at the warehouse or any of the locations when they sign up? Like, what's their experience like?
Sure. Yeah. So, we've got a well-marked entrance. Folks come in, we ask people to sign up ahead of time. So we just have some really basic information. People can just check in at the computer. It takes about, 20 seconds to sign in. You'll have a seat. We do an orientation. So just let people know some information about Gleaners and who we serve and how we serve. We talk about safety. Safety is always our number one consideration. Number two, we want to make sure that people have really an engaged experience, that people feel appreciated. So after that short orientation, we'll head out into the warehouse and we'll be sorting, packing, whatever the work is that needs to be done. We have water available, restrooms are readily available. People can take breaks as they need to, but really you will be engaged and working from, the minute you get there till the minute you leave. We really value our volunteers' time and want to respect it and use it to the best of our ability.
And is there a specific age group or age minimum for volunteering?
Yeah, so well, I'm going to say for the Kroger opportunity, as long as you're with an adult, children 5 and older are welcome. So, if families want to come and volunteer, that works out great. For our warehouse opportunities, it's generally age 14 and older. And for some opportunities, like at the Mercado Food Hub, it's 18 and older.
Okay, that's good to know, because I know especially around this time of year, as kids have school off for a little bit, or they have a little bit of time, the families want to come in and do something, which is great, seeing how people can give back. And then one last question. I know we talked a lot about how people can get involved in volunteering. If someone is in assistance of need of the services that Gleaners provides, in need of food, what is the best way for them to get that service from you all?
Yeah, I mean, I think as Katie described, I think if people are able to have access to a computer, if they go to our website and click on Get Help, it'll take them right to pantrynet.org, and PantryNet will give you all the information about all the distributions. And then I think 2-on-1, right? Can never go wrong with 2-on-1.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're at time, and that's all the time we have for questions today, but we really want to thank you again. So much amazing information, so much impactful work that you all are doing with Gleaners and all the volunteers that have helped out this year, really supporting each other, supporting everyone in our community. So amazing. So we appreciate you being here. with us today. And we have a few more updates to share with you all before we close out today's event, as we have been talking about. As a reminder for anyone in our community who may be experiencing a need, we have our 211 helpline that's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on holidays. This includes resources like food assistance, utilities assistance, and so much more. We always maintain a running list of available services in the community so we can connect you to the support you're looking for. And you can also look up resources in your area by using our 211 resource database at unitedwaysem.org/211. If you are interested in volunteering, and I hope you are, especially after hearing about all these awesome opportunities today, you can volunteer with Gleaners and other United Way partners. You can visit our volunteer platform and sign up for opportunities at unitedwaysem.org/volunteer. And this is our last town hall for the year. So we'll be back in 2023 for more virtual town halls. And we really appreciate everyone that's joined us this year, who shared information, all of our partners who are doing tremendous work in the community. You can stay up to date on upcoming town halls or watch any replays of previous town halls. You can visit unitedwaysem.org/virtual town halls. And we thank you so much for joining us. We wish you happy holidays, happy new year. And we hope to celebrate and continue with you in the new year. So please live united and stay warm out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey.
Thanks for having us.